So I wanted to share a really cool feature that I implemented, and it's not my idea. Actually had a meeting. Shout out to Nikki. Thank you, Nikki. She was talking about how she was doing a survey, and she had an online survey and had people fill it out, and it was a good qualifying tool to see if people needed her input or recommendations or whatnot, because she always wants to provide value. And because of that, it made me think of, you know what, I should create a survey as well. Her survey wasn't calculating the scores, and they had to manually calculate the scores, they meaning the user or the person filling out the form. So I created another version of it, which I'll share with Nikki as well, where they fill out the form. It'll actually give them a score based on how they answer the questions. And I did this with my CRM healthy data guy skills or whatnot. So essentially, this is it's called Systems Organization Survey. Just basically measures how organized you are within your systems for your business. And it's very helpful. So this is the questions I want to know from all my networking partners, because I just want to know how organized they are. And if they need organization, they could come to me and I'll give them input and advice so that they could continue to optimize their organization in their systems so that they could continue to grow and scale their business. So let me just take you through a quick overview. If I go to the preview of the form, these are the questions that I asked in the form. It's very straightforward. I'm not going to go to the details of how I do it. It's very easy if you spent a lot of time learning it like myself. Anyways, so if you go to preview, this is how the form looks like. I'm going to share it with people, and I'm going to put in my dummy email address. So Brandon, Gmail. I'm going to fill all that out. And it says, how often do you experience difficulties in finding or accessing customer data when you need it? Just for example, I'm going to put always for all of them. How critical is it for your business to have a centralized, up-to-date view of each of the customer's history, preferences, and interactions? I'm going to choose all. I'm just going to choose always. I'm not going to read all the questions. But one of the questions that probably applies to you that's very important is, how often do you struggle to recall a networking partner's name when trying to make a beneficial introduction? So here's the thing. I'm gonna say always, and here's the thing. What's really important to my networking partners is a lot of times they might have stuff stored in their notebooks or their Excel spreadsheets, and if they don't remember the person's name, they can't find it. With a CRM, you could have a whole bunch of keywords associated with the individual and allows you to find who that individual is. So for example, I could say like, who's that guy that loves golf and is a web designer? I forgot his name. Well, with the CRM, if you have the keywords stored, you could actually find the that specific individual based on searching the keywords, and then you could find his name. So that's just an example. But here, so what I'm going to do, it says, how likely are you to explore a system that can automate tasks, streamline contact management, and provide better insights to grow your business? Because I'm always looking to help people to continue to be more organized so they could grow their business, be more efficient, and then focus more on their core activities, which is what they went into business for, their specialty. And so I'm going to say, you know what, actively looking now. So if I hit consent to receive messages and if I hit submit, this is the important thing. So when I hit submit, it's going to look at all the answers to these questions and it's going to actually calculate scores behind the scenes. And then it's going to send them the results and it's going to send me a notification saying, hey, somebody filled out the survey. So if I click on submit, just wait for it and it'll say thank you for taking the time to complete the survey. If you want, you could go learn more about me. If I click on that, it'll go to one of my link, my homemade link tree within my CRM. But that's neither here nor there. But I'm going to show you how you're going to get the email results, and I'm going to get a notification. The administrator, which is me, is going to get a notification saying that somebody filled out the form. So this is stuff that's happening behind the scenes, and it's called automation and workflows, so that you could automate and streamline those processes so you don't have to manually do a lot of things. So let me show you the email notifications. So this is the email notification to the person that just filled out the survey, which is me, which is my Gmail address. So it says, Brandon, it's coming from Brandon Drake, Healthy Data Guy. Your survey results, here's what they mean. So if you click on it, it'll put in the person's name. In this case, is Brandon. It's my test email of brandonrdrake@gmail.com. And say, thank you for completing the survey. Based on your response, your score is 28. And this score is automatically calculated by the system because I'm able to do that. And I programmed it so that it calculates the score based on how you answered the questions in the survey. So it says, here's what the score means. To run your business efficiently, a strong system is essential. There's potential to enhance efficiency, and implementing the right CRM can streamline your operations and support your ongoing growth. Essentially, it's telling you you can do better and we want you to do better. And if you want to learn more how to streamline those operations, you can actually schedule a CRM consultation with me. So every email is going to be different based on your score. So that's what's really, really important, and it makes things more streamlined and automated for me on my end. And then also too, not only does the user who filled out the survey get an email notification along with what their score means, the administrator of the CRM, which in this case is me, will get a notification saying that somebody filled out the form. So if I go into my Healthy Data Guy email, it says Brandon Drake completed survey. I call it CRM survey one form. That's the name of the form behind the scenes. But this is what I get. It says the name, person who filled that out, Brandon Drake, and my Gmail address. The survey score is 28, and it'll show, very unorganized, needs a CRM. So anyways, but this is the most important thing. This actually shows the administrator how they answered the questions. How often do you experience difficulties in finding or accessing customer data when you need it? And I said always. And the most important thing, which probably applies to a lot of my networking partners, well, not a lot of them, some of them are very organized. It says, how often do you struggle to recall a networking partner's name when trying to make a beneficial introduction? If you say always, that's that's something that you need to improve on, obviously. But here's the thing: as the administrator, I could click on here to open up my contact's profile and look at his information, and it's just very useful because having a survey is so important to share with your networking partners and to your prospects, because you could see where their weaknesses are and how you could possibly help them and support them, because that's what it's all about. With my networking partners, I always want to support them and contribute to their continued growth so that they could continue to grow and be successful in their business. And in terms of the details, like you have the form that I created here, but if you want to get into the actual details of the workflow, I'm not going to go into deep details, but this is the logic behind the scenes of how it calculates all the scores behind the scenes, and how they answer it. Because how they answer it is going to determine how each of the answers are scored. So I'm not going to go through the logic, but this is just how very detailed it is and how much time it takes to do. But it's totally worth it, because I've built it once, I could share the survey multiple times, and this logic is already implemented where it determines the score. So you can see it says if the score is 22 or more, send out this email. If it's 15 to 21, send out this email. If it's 8 to 14, send out this email, and so on and so forth. So I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions regarding surveys and to do better surveys so that you can get better information and resources, or better information to make better decisions, to have opportunities to help your clientele, to help your networking partners, feel free to contact me, Brandon Drake, aka the Healthy Data Guy, and you have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.